Let's answer some of your email from this week. We're going to start out with Joan here, who has a question about the menu bar disappearing from Internet Explorer. And I have that answer on my website. If you just search for Internet Explorer menu bar at helpmerick.com, you will find that tip there and what you can do about it. The other thing you might want to also search for on my website at helpmerick.com is Reset Internet Explorer. Either one of those tips should help you out. Janet has a question about on-site help here in Western Colorado, and yes, Adam and I both do on-site help, and if you just search for phone number on our website at helpmerick.com, you will find both phone numbers. Thanks for writing. Karen is writing that she is switching from AOL dial-up service to a high-speed connection, but she's going to maintain her AOL, and she's wondering how she can transfer her addresses and accounts to the new service. And the good news is, Karen, you don't have to do anything. Just go into your AOL.com the way you do now, go to the billing, go to keyword billing, and under keyword billing you can switch your account to the free account, and then there's nothing else you have to do. You can continue to use the AOL software if you want to. I highly recommend you uninstall that and instead access your email through just AOL.com. But if you want to keep your software, you can do that as well. Just reconfigure it to use your high-speed connection. James is writing in with an interesting question about an older processor and wondering how to keep it up and running a little bit faster. We've only had dual-core processors for about 3 or 4 years, and in reality most people don't really need that. James, what I would suggest if you have an older processor is check the RAM. Go to the My Computer icon, right-click on it, go to Properties. Under Properties, you find out how much RAM you have. If you have anything less than 512, you need to update your RAM. That will help your speed. Go to Crucial.com is another website you can go to, Crucial.com, C-R-U-C-I-A-L, and do a scan there. It'll tell you how much RAM you have, how much you can add. You can buy it directly from them, or you can buy it at a local spot. But that's probably the number one way to increase RAM on, or increase speed on any computer, is add some extra RAM. Charlie's writing in with an interesting question about a laptop that he is using where he installed AVG antivirus and then had some quirky things with the keyboard. Q and P stopped working as well as the up arrow. And once he uninstalled AVG and put Avast on there, he had no problems, and he's just wondering if anybody else had the same problem with a keyboard issue while using AVG. I myself have never seen that, Charlie. If anybody else out there has had the similar problem and has known what caused it, let us know by writing to us at helpmerick.com. Mike has a good question that hasn't come up in a while, and he's asking how can he safely delete files on his computer, on his hard drive, and make them unreadable. And I'm assuming based on the question, Mike, that you want to completely erase the entire hard drive. And if that's the case, there are 2 products you can try. Both are free. One is called Active Kill Disk. If you just go to killdisk.com, you'll find this particular product. The other one is called Derek's Boot and Nuke. And if you just search for that term there, Derek's Boot and Nuke, you'll find it. The website is dban.org. And both products will completely erase your hard drive. If you're thinking that you want to instead just delete certain files and make them unreadable, you can get any number of file shredders. There's a bunch of products out there that advertise as file shredders. I would search download.com. Don't search Google for that. Go to download.com and search for file shredders. Spybot Search and Destroy also has a file shredder utility in it as well. Good luck. Jerry's asking the famous Service Pack 3 advice question again, and she's wondering, should she do it? If you have all your data backed up and you're confident that you're not going to lose any data, you can go ahead and give it a try. Make sure you do have at least 512 megs of memory, of RAM on your computer. That's not your hard drive, that's your temporary memory. And you should be okay, but I'm still seeing probably 20 to as much as 30% of people having a failure with Service Pack 3, so just beware. Don's back this week with a follow-up question to one that he had last week about his C drive being real small and had all these partitions. So he's decided just to give up the ghost, get a little newer computer, wondering what I think about refurbished stuff. I think refurbished stuff is fine. If it's got a good warranty and the price is significantly different than new, because new is so inexpensive these days, make sure that you are getting a good deal on it. Because it says refurbished doesn't mean it's a good deal. As far as transferring your information from your old hard drive, you might need to have somebody help you do that, Don, because if you're not sure how to do that and you have to ask, you're probably not going to be up and running quick enough to be able to get it off there yourself. Real quickly though, you can only move data, you can't move programs. You can use a little USB flash drive and transfer your data with one of these, because they do work in Windows 2000, and grab all your My Documents, your address book, your favorites, things like that, and they'll transfer over real well to your new computer. But again, I suggest that you might need some help doing that since you asked the question. Good luck. Papa C just said he listened to our radio show this week, podcast, helpmerick.com, and he enjoyed the format that we did this week where we interviewed each other. And he's saying that we should solicit our listeners and readers to submit questions. We always solicit you guys, so feel free to send in as many questions as you want. And you can call us during the show or email us prior to the show, and we'll bring those questions to the program. And he also mentioned something at the very end, that Kim Commando dropped my name. I'm curious about that, Papa C. If you can give me more information about that, I'd appreciate it, in what manner, or if it did happen. Thanks. Howard's writing in this week with an Ubuntu question from the new 8.1 Ubuntu, and he's having problems getting Flash to play in his Firefox. Chances are what you've done is you've tried to install the Adobe Flash Player for Linux, and I don't have as much luck with that one as I do the more generic, what's called Gnash Player, Gnash. So when you go into Firefox and you come in, don't do the Adobe one, do the Gnash one, Gnash, and I think you're going to have a lot better luck. Our last question is a tell of woe today from Ann in North Carolina, who had a hard drive that wouldn't boot up. A tech person took out the hard drive, hooked it up to another computer, and was found that the hard drive itself was okay. He advised her to get an enclosure to put the hard drive into and then try to recover the data that way, but she's not been able to do it. Number one, I think you may not have it connected properly in the enclosure, because, Ann, if you've tried it 100 different times on different computers, something's wrong with the way it's connected. So I would suggest stop messing with it so that you don't damage the hard drive and thus damage your data, and bring it back to the tech person that helped you, get them to hook it up. They won't charge you much to back up the data, put it on a DVD, or at least show you how to get your enclosure set up properly so that you can back that data up. But Ann, the best thing you can do is get someone to help you with the enclosure, or just grab the data off that hard drive for you and move on. I'm not sure what's going on, but it must be a connection problem with your little enclosure. So thanks for writing. I hope you get your data back. And that's all we have for this week. So in the meantime, keep visiting helpmerick.com, and we'll talk to you soon.